From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Good evening, everyone. Looks like we've got another round of some heavier rainfall coming through tonight. It'll be heavy rain for pretty much everyone, getting that chance for some of that heavier rainfall. Some gusty winds associated with that and some heavy snowfall heading off into the higher elevations as well. Now, as we go through the day on Monday, the rain will start to kind of taper off. Still some scattered showers out there, but I also expect a break on Tuesday. However, the atmosphere is going to be very saturated, so there still may be the potential for at least some drizzle out there, otherwise mainly cloudy. But then we do expect more off and on rain through next week. So there are going to be some breaks in there. But I think the bulk of the rain, the heavy rainfall, once that passes tonight and early tomorrow morning, the rain we get next week is just going to be some showers and nothing terribly heavy. And I also expect toward the end of next week and really closer to next weekend, a drier and warmer weather pattern. Now that may return. That's still a long ways out, but that's the trend that I'm seeing right now. All right, so here's what I'm watching through Monday night. The three main concerns are flooding. As I mentioned, we're going to be looking at some heavy rainfall tonight. Now on top of that, with the high snow levels, we're still going to be looking at more of that snow melt for elevations below 5,000 feet. So what that means is we're going to see more runoff than we would typically see with this type of rain, and that is going to give us a better potential for some localized flooding. Creeks, streams, rivers, typical low-lying areas, mudslides, debris flows are also going to be a concern during tonight and into tomorrow morning as well. Now, as I mentioned, we are going to be looking at high snow levels. However, as you go above 7,000 feet, now you're talking about heavy snow. And we're going to be measuring it really in feet. So very heavy snow. If you are traveling in many of the higher elevations, say above 5 or really typically mainly 6,000 feet, you may run into some chain controls out there. But I don't anticipate it to be a major problem, just the wet roadways. And gusty winds, but the gusty winds will be mainly tonight with tonight's heavy rainfall. By tomorrow afternoon and Tuesday, the wind should be much calmer out there. So here's the overall setup. We've got an area of low pressure right here. That's responsible for the weather we've seen today. The clouds moving in, the drizzle, the light showers. It's just a very saturated atmosphere. This is all moving eastward. We also have this coming in tonight as well. In fact, let's take a look at the overall setup here. Again, there's the rain. All of this is what's coming in here for tonight. Heavy rainfall at times, and not to mention the gusty winds. Now, what we do have is kind of a bit of that break on Tuesday, but the air will be very saturated, as I mentioned. So we'll be looking at mainly cloudy skies, but still the potential for some drizzle and light rain through the day on Tuesday. Then we've got the next system coming in on Wednesday, not as strong, but it is going to bring us a better chance for some showers. And where is that moisture source? Well, just to the south of these storms. It's all right here, and it's just tapping into that atmospheric river. Now, the atmospheric river is not necessarily aimed right at us, but it's a moisture source for these storms as they move on through. All right, so here's a look at futurecast. Let's walk you through the timing. Here it is, 10 o'clock tonight. There's that heavy rainfall. So again, keep in mind, this is going to be rain on top of snow below 5,000 feet. Excessive runoff is going to be a concern. And here's the thing, even though that heavier rainfall by 10 o'clock is mainly to the east of the valley, that's where we're going to see more runoff. That runs off, or should we say the runoff off of the mountains, and not to mention the foothills, making its way down into the valley. So again, the creeks, the streams, the rivers are something we're going to have to watch here for that potential for flooding. And of course, not to mention mudslides and debris flows. Now notice as we go into tomorrow morning, the bulk of everything is off to our east. Now you're seeing a lot of snow there, but that's above 6,000 feet. So heavy snow, higher mountain passes could be a problem. So there's 6 a.m. on Monday. Now as we go into Monday afternoon, we're still seeing scattered showers here and there. And by the way, if we see an isolated thunderstorm, couldn't be terribly surprised, but I just think there'll be just some scattered showers through the day on Monday under mainly cloudy skies. Okay, now we go into Tuesday. Look what happens on Tuesday morning. We actually may see some fog in some areas, especially if you do get some clearing here for your Monday night. But what I'm anticipating here as we go through Tuesday afternoon, we may see enough clearing out there. I think at the very least, Tuesday morning will be kind of that overcast, drizzly type of situation. And if we can get enough clearing, then yeah, we might see some clearing Tuesday afternoon, but that may not be guaranteed. So just be prepared for the fact that, yes, I'm expecting a break on Tuesday, but there still may be some drizzle, especially for the first half of the day. Then by Tuesday night into Wednesday, there's the next chance for the rain moving on in. All right, so we talk about the flood advisory here. This is a flood watch here, and this is something that was issued on Friday, but not really taking effect really until tonight. And it's going to be through Monday night. So through tomorrow night is what we've got to watch here. So yes, the heaviest rainfall will be tonight and early tomorrow morning, but there will still be runoff through the day on Monday. And that could, of course, create some of that potential for those rising creeks, streams, and not to mention those rivers. So once again, flooding is going to be the concern here as we go into the next at least 24 hours. All right, so rainfall totals. As we go through pretty much Tuesday night, I'm expecting about an inch on average for most of us in the valley. Now, some of us may see more. Look at Chico, 1.9. We could be approaching that 2-inch mark in some areas. And I am anticipating there to be some heavier rainfall down to the south and southeast. And look where the bulk of the heavy rainfall is. Yeah, the valley's going to see decent rain, right? But I do anticipate to see even heavier rainfall kind of on an upslope there as you start heading in the foothills and some of those mountains east of the valley. Not to mention north of the valley too, some very heavy rainfall there as well. And not to mention the coast, seeing some decent rain too. And some decent rain, by the way, off to the north and east. Now, there still is that winter storm warning until Monday night. Heavy snow above 6,000 feet. But also, those gusty winds are going to create some travel concerns out there as well. Once again, this is the last few days that the Futurecast has been kind of predicting a couple of inches of snow in Chester. I don't think we're going to see accumulating snow in Chester. Now, you can see a mix at times, especially in the overnight hours, but I'm not anticipating there to be a lot of snow there. The heavy snow, measuring it in feet, will be above 6,000 to 7,000 feet. So the ski park, again, and as I've mentioned this, I mentioned this even on Friday, that there are going to be points during these storms passing through that the ski park will see periods of just rain, we'll see periods of just snow, and periods of kind of a rain-snow mix. Because the problem is the ski park is right there at that transition zone of rain to snow. So there are going to be times where it kind of fluctuates through the day. For example, my son, he was out there today on Sunday, and he said it started off as snow, but then kind of transitioned back over to rain. So again, that's exactly what I was kind of anticipating, and I anticipate that to continue to be what we're going to be looking at here, at least for the ski park, the next few days. Here are the winds. Now the winds through even tomorrow morning, still pretty gusty out there, especially in the valley. But look at tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, the winds start to die down. There's Monday at 6 p.m. We're going to take you through Tuesday just to kind of let you see that, yes, the winds will continue to be much calmer as we go into your Tuesday as well. So again, when I was talking about the winds, it's mainly tonight and early tomorrow morning. Then they're not much of a problem here anymore. Now, typically in Futurecast, I just show you the rain and the clouds. What I wanted to put in here, these are what we call the 500 millibars here. This is just kind of looking at where the jet stream is and kind of the flow of everything. So what I want to show you here is that the flow is going to be kind of parallel, for the most part, fairly parallel to these lines here. And where you have the tightly packed lines is basically where that jet stream is and where that flow is. All right, so let's just kind of give you an idea what's going on. Let's take you into Thursday morning. We actually have a ridge of high pressure trying to build in here, but what's happening is this is all kind of moving off in this direction. So Thursday, I expect to maybe see a bit of a break. Now let's take you into Friday. Now Friday, what's happening? You see how we're seeing the flow of all this kind of coming in. What we're seeing here on Friday is what we call warm front or overrunning type of precipitation. So what we're going to see here is the potential for some showers here on Friday, despite the fact that we do have this ridge of high pressure that is in place. But we are seeing this warm front kind of move over us, and that's what's allowing us to see that rain coming into Friday. Saturday, still a bit of a warm front moving through, so still that chance for showers even this upcoming Saturday. But by Sunday, Monday of next week, that ridge of high pressure will build in a bit stronger. That's going to allow us to dry things out. However, by around Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, that's not next week, but a week from next week. So we're going way out here, right, folks? Just want to let you know. But I just wanted to really illustrate that as we go into the second half of the weekend, that next weekend, we could be looking at the potential for some drier weather before the week after that. We've got some more wet weather in the forecast. So yeah, I mean, we've got more rain. And this is the way we want to see the rain, right? Where you see rain, a break, some more rain, and a break. That reduces our threat for flooding, with the exception of some of these strong storms that we've seen here, like, for example, over the weekend, and we'll see tonight. That's when we start to see that potential for flooding. But the long range still has a chance for some rain in the forecast, so that's great, but we're still seeing that warmer air in place, which is why we're seeing high snow levels, and not to mention, of course, the above normal temperatures in the forecast as well. Here are your wave heights, and there you can see here, we are looking at them dropping as we go into Monday. That's good news if you need to be out on a small boat. And there you can see as we go into Tuesday, they're going to climb a little bit here, so it looks like a little bit of an increase. Here's your marine forecast for your Monday. Southwest winds at about 5 to 10 knots, waves from the west at 11 feet at 12 seconds, and there's that small craft advisory. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here for tonight. Those temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s to around 50 tonight, so still very mild in the valley, and I am anticipating temperatures in the mid to upper 30s for most of us in the higher elevations. Now for Trinity County, low 40s. For the inland areas, upper 40s for the coast tonight. All right, let's take a look at your neighborhood by neighborhood forecast. We're going to start off with Trinity County, and off and on chances for rain. Snow levels between 5 and 6,000 feet, although I do expect to be above 6,000 feet for Friday, and not to mention for your Saturday. In the meantime, temperature is still fairly mild out there for your Monday, and those winds coming out of the west at about 4 miles per hour. Let's take a look at your North Coast neighborhood forecast. We start at the south, and there you can see off and on showers Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Temperatures upper 50s to low 60s as we really go for the next 7 days. Take you up to the north. Your neighborhood forecast for the North Coast. Temperatures in the mid 50s really across the board for both the coast, and not to mention the inland areas as well. Let's take a look at your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, and there you can see out in Etna, high of 46. North, so snow levels between 5,000 and 6,000 feet. Temperatures mid to upper 40s, even some low 50s for your daytime highs. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures in the mid 40s for your daytime highs. Once again, off and on rain. Snow levels still fairly high, between 5 and 6,000 feet. And your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast. Low to mid 40s for your daytime highs. Same situation, maybe slightly higher snow levels on Saturday, up to about 6,500 feet. Now here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Haas Farms. Temperatures flirting with that 60-degree mark, although there could be some of us that will touch that 60-degree mark, off and on showers. Again, maybe a little bit of drizzle on Thursday, especially in the morning, and then maybe a bit of a break on Thursday, more showers as we go into Friday, and not to mention your Saturday. Let's take you up north. Lakehead, a high of 54, as well as Whiskeytown. 55 degrees for the city of Shasta Lake, 56 in Palisadro, and Cottonwood, a high of about 57 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Redding, and there you have it, off and on showers. Now, as I mentioned, maybe some drizzle in the morning, in particular on Tuesday, otherwise mostly cloudy skies. Showers on Wednesday, a break on Thursday with cloudy skies, but more showers off and on for Friday and Saturday.